If only there was a way to get that rifle, then I could bag that big white-tailed buck. This is Jed in the book Winner of the White-Tailed Buck by my grandma, Jeannie Wright Updike. My grandma was a hardworking person. I have learned that my grandma was a remarkable person because of her kindness, hard work, and dedication to her 12 children. Over the next several minutes, I will tell you how my grandma was a hardworking person from the time she was a farmer's wife, as a mother, and finally as a Wisconsin author. My grandma was a hardworking farmer's wife to my grandpa Ted. First, they had a strong relationship with one another and loved each other unconditionally. Next, she helped complete projects like dog racing, collecting maple syrup, logging, and sewing. Further, she took care of Ted when he was very sick and until his death in 1993. Not only was my grandma a hardworking wife, but a hardworking mother and grandmother as well. First, she sewed and made each piece of clothing by hand for each one of her family members. In addition, she had to prep and make 3 meals each and every day to feed her entire family. She made fresh bread and cooked for 14 people. Above all, she helped with their kids' schoolwork and led them to become very successful individuals in life. Jeannie Hovde also found the time to become a Wisconsin author. First, she made time out of her day to work on her books and writing. Next, the money she made was used for family trips and farm supplies. Thirdly, the books she authored were Winner of the White-Tailed Buck, Bobcat, and A Horse for Cassie. Later on, Winner of the White-Tailed Buck and Bobcat were put into a series titled Danger in the Forest. Also, A Horse for Cassie was published in 7 different countries, which was very unheard of at that time. Here's a quote from my grandma's book, Winner of the White-Tailed Buck. "A huge buck raced past him, almost trampling him into the ground." Here's another quote. "Wild with excitement, Jed ran to the other side of the evergreen, where the big buck had been sleeping, only 10 feet from where he stood." Finally, my grandma has inspired the lives of many people through her stories and the books she has written. In conclusion, my grandmother was a hardworking person. You now know when and why my grandma was such a hardworking person through being a farmer's wife, as a mother of 12, and finally as a Wisconsin author. My grandma always said, "The more, the merrier," at the dinner table. I encourage you to learn more about my grandmother by reading her books that have been published. Thank you.